All right, so here you play
Here
against...
it's also very interesting because I had to play a little against myself, This line that Black played here is the so-called hedgehog, very popular in that time, played by many strong grandmasters, between others by Lubojevich, Anderson, myself, and, some other very strong grandmasters. And this time I played with white, and I had to demonstrate that white is better in a very popular variation that I preferred with black, you see.
so you played
hedgehog, yes. The hedgehog. Yeah, the so-called hedgehog in Romanian is arici, yeah.
Arici,
yeah. So the best line for white is like this. But you have to play move by move, If you want to try to do something quickly, you have to demonstrate very quickly why white is a little bit better. So again, the move order is very important.
What is the main weakness of hedgehog?
The hedgehog white has some space, always, a little bit more space. And black has to demonstrate that he has enough counterplay in any position to react tactically against this line, having always some counterplay with black, coming back to a position like in Sicilian. Therefore, it's possible to play with black, because otherwise, if you look like this, it's clear that white is better, clear. But in reality, it's not so bad because the position is almost like an Idor from Sicilian. The only difference in any position is that the B pawn from black, instead of being on b5 as usual in Sicilian, is in b6. Therefore, white is better and has more space, you see. But later on, it's very difficult to demonstrate. I played with black against many very strong grandmasters, and I won some very important games with black. It's very unclear until move 20, 25 like this. If black resists, if he doesn't lose quickly, it's very unclear how can white demonstrate that he, is better. You have to do something quickly. Yeah. So, right, bishop b7, f3, of course. Therefore, I tell you, we both knew very well the idea, how to play. And he played the best line for black, and I played the best way for white, you see. And in some moments, I played a new idea. We'll see why and how. So, okay, bishop e2, bishop e7, bishop e3. Everything is well known. Everything is theory, of course. And now a5, a6. All right, castle. Queen c7, rook c1. Yeah? Knight bd7, yeah? Knight b7. Okay, now the normal line here, played in a lot of games, is queen d2, rook fd1, bishop f1. This is the main line, you see. Okay, so white tries to do something more quickly, b4, immediately, The idea is to come with b4 later on in any position if you want something with white, you see. And if you have the possibility, the idea is to play like this: b4, knight b3, a5, a4, a5. This is the line, for white. If you have time to do it, it's very good for white, you see. So black has to react very quickly here. Rook c8, okay. Knight b3, and queen b8, of course, without castling, you see. First of all, he doesn't castle for the moment, you see. So queen b8, and now a4. The idea is clear that the way I told you before, a4. Now, if he castled, for instance, after a5 is clear white is better.
But why he didn't castle so far? In order to
because he didn't like this idea. It's a very strong initiative for white on the queen side, you see. If he castle now, after a5 is very pleasant for white. White plays alone, very strong initiative and very pleasant. You see.
And if he doesn't castle, he can attack on the king side?
No. Now he reacts on the central squares, He tries to react quickly, to trade many pieces, and maybe has a good chance to have an even game, you see. So he played d5. Very interesting after d5. Now you have to take in d5, of course. No? You take, he takes, and now you have to take only with the knight, because if you take with the pawn, after bishop takes b4, black is okay. If you take with the pawn in d5, after bishop takes b4, black okay. No problem, yeah.
Okay.
He has time to castle afterwards immediately, and black, escaped somehow, you see. So it's move by move. Okay, knight takes d5. All right, now knight takes d5. Rook takes c8 check, yeah. Queen takes, and now we took in d5. Okay, bishop takes b4. Now what to do? With white has to do something immediately, If you wait a little bit, you don't have too much, maybe nothing, you see. So the best move here is to play queen d4. Queen d4 attacks the bishop from b4, attacks the pawn from g7. Now again, the only move for black here, if he retreats the bishop in f8, is a catastrophe, for black, of course, no? So he played very well, queen c3.
But, okay, so here he cannot...
So if he plays, for instance, bishop c3, again, it's very bad. After queen e4 check, he's lost. Queen e4 check, and the next move is rook c1, and you can resign.
Okay.
So the only move, queen c3. Now again, what to do? If you take in c3, you have something but very little, So queen e4 check. So now queen e5 again. The last hope. Now if you take in b4, he takes in e3 check and he escaped. He's okay, So you have to demonstrate what to do. You have to take, to trade queens there, and we accept the big complications now.
But you win a pawn here?
You win it seems for the moment,
No, because you lose this one.
So okay, I took there, he took in d5, and now surprise, we take in a6. We win probably a pawn or the pair of bishops, So he has to take in b3, of course. Okay, now rook b1. Now we recapture the piece, but he has still the king in the center, on the center square. Now the only good move probably was to accept to play an endgame without a pawn. Probably the best move here, the only good move after rook, bishop takes there, rook b1, was to play here bishop c4.
Bishop c4?
Bishop c4. Why? Because now if you take in c4, he takes with the knight. c4, no.
c4.
The other, yeah. And now you have to take a decision. You have to take, he takes, you take in b4, and now he has time to take in b6, you take in b6, and now he plays king e7 or castle. King e7 is better, because the king is, not too far.
Yes.
And this endgame is not so easy to win. Maybe he has some chances to make a draw, here. It's difficult, very difficult, but it was the only chance. So here he was a little bit upset, of course. He disappointed the way the whole game went until here. And he played tactically, and tactically he's lost again. So he took in in a4. I mean, he took back the pawn.
Yes.
But white has rook and two bishops against rook, knight, and bishop, and the black king is still there,
Yeah.
Therefore, black is lost, So, again, the last hope, he puts the knight in d6, hoping that white takes in h4, If you have time to play like this with black, you escape again, Rook takes a4, knight takes b6. White is better, but he's not winning for the moment, you see. So, okay, after knight d7, rook e4 check, decisive. Now what to do? The only move, king f8. And now, again, decisive, bishop c7. Look, the position. The last position, black zugzwang, and he resigned. Nothing to play. I mean, the bishop is attacked. The only move is bishop c6 now. And
Yes.
now bishop d6 check, king g8, forced. And rook e8 mate.
Ah.
Everything forced.
Yeah. So the king in the center.
The king in the center is not good, You have to
very
go
costly.
away with the king, somehow. So the move order, the move order. Only because he didn't castle, it happened like this. But it was forced and move by move, very quickly.
You knew how to take advantage of this.
I knew it, of course. If I played it with white and with black, I played a lot of games with black. I knew all the best ideas, of course. And why the move order is also very important. If you make a small mistake like this, it's enough to lose the game with black, you see, in any position.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Mr.
So
Gheorghiu.
therefore, the whole game is very instructive. It's almost even, but never even. You see,
Almost, but
almost even. Yeah.
not enough.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.